Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's crazy. A lot of you guys were already in here. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, Fizz. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, David. Good morning, Danny. Danny, I see you became a member. Appreciate the support, man. It means so much. So today, like always, guys, we're gonna take a quick look at the market, see what's happening. Big earnings this week. And like always, anything I say here is not advice, as I'm nowhere near a professional. But let's get started, right? So earnings this week, especially today. I think today's gonna be one of my favorite days, just because of AMD, right? I'm huge semiconductor fan. So AMD reports earnings today after the close. Super excited about that. Sunnes, RIP investing. What's going on, Sunnes? And Sergio, what's going on? Woot, good morning. We can see AMD probably was going to be my favorite company. I'm for sure doing a video on them. And Google is going to be another one. Alphabet, Google's Alphabet, Apple, and Microsoft. Right? Maybe some of you guys might be interested in Visa. I think David is interested in. I'm not sure if it was David Becker who was interested in Teladoc, but feel free, guys, to let me know if there's any stocks you want me to take a look at during earnings today. I'll try my best to do as many videos as I can. So that's what I'm working on. This morning, I don't personally find any companies interesting. Maybe some of you guys might do UPS, some General Electric, 3M, Raytheon, right? JetBlue. These are some big names. Just names I don't follow too much. I think UPS. It wasn't you, David, huh? So I want to see who it was. There was someone who posted it. It was Stonk Metals, actually. I remember Stonk Metals or Fat Metal. So let's see, what else do we have? So how's the market treating us, Kiran? So buy Baba. So this is exactly, I think, how's overall market? First, I'll jump into that, Kiran, in a bit. But we can see, right, Dow right now is down, and let me fix my mic. Dow is down right now about 0.43%. NASDAQ is down about 0.84%. And the S&P 500 is down 0.14%. So it seems... I'm guessing, is there any major news happening right now? Or is it just US equities dip before big tech earnings? So, Chinese stock sell-off continues to happen. So right now, I guess investors are just worried that, hey, earnings might not be as strong as we thought they were. So let's bring down our overall thoughts, and prices are going down. If I take a quick look at maps, I also see Intel is down 3% right now. This is about 15 minutes. So semiconductors are a bit down. We have Intel down 3%. Micron Technologies also almost down 3% at the moment. We have AMD is up 0.65%. NVIDIA is up about 0.2. But I think those are like 15 minutes behind. So let me take a quick look at my portfolio. See what is happening there. So let's see full charts. So right now, whoa. It's crazy. Chinese stocks are still taking a huge hit. For example, NIO and Huya are down big. These are some crazy levels. And let's jump into Karan's question, right? Buy Baba. So I mentioned it yesterday, right? So I do think the Chinese market is one that it's gonna get a lot uglier before it gets better. So if I think someone mentioned that they were kind of worried about buying Baba because they believe the stock price would continue to drop. And I think my response to it was, it's gonna get a lot worse. And if you feel that fear already, it's time to not look at them, right? There's so much opportunities in the market. If you're really a long-term investor and can kind of overweight this kind of volatility, then yes, short term is gonna hit hard. I think short term is super volatile, but I think in long term, some of the big players especially, and normally for me in Chinese companies, I tend to stay away from smaller players. Only a limited few that I ever go with. But the big players like Tencent, right? I do believe Tencent is going to be very, very volatile because it does have a lot of digital ecosystem and is down right now about 4.4%. Like, I'm really, really liking it at these levels. So I don't know. I have to really take a look at my portfolio, see what my overall exposure is. And let me just show. So what I'm going to do is take a look at my portfolio, see what my overall exposure is in the Chinese market, international market. What is my overall exposure in Tencent? Then after that, it'll determine, okay, maybe I'm not as heavily exposed as I thought I was, so I wouldn't mind getting into some of these players. Me, I personally would stick with the big players right now. But at the same time, if I do go in, I'm gonna go in with the risk, knowing that things can continue to get uglier. So we see Tencent down 4.4%. We have JD down 4.5%. PDD, I mean, the overall market, I'm actually pretty much on the. I'm gonna definitely be pretty red today, which is insane. Right, me on the red. The only thing I have really green that is any form of viable in my position is AMD, is sitting at 90 something dollars. This is now like I think AMD is actually my number 3 big position right now. It's first Unity, no, not, it's first Nvidia, then C Limited, and third is Nvidia. Third is AMD. So Nvidia, C Limited, and AMD. Those are my top 3 biggest positions right now. AMD has really gotten here through pure gains, and that's pretty impressive. What else is down pretty big? Are you guys eyeing anything? Activision is down 80. Is down about 4.8%. Is this just the overall market right now, or is it any recent news on the lawsuit? That's going to be interesting for sure. C Limited is down 8%. I like where these levels are at right now. They're not overextended, and but yeah. So I mean, I'm still kind of planning. For me, I do believe the gaming market is one that's super undervalued. Like I said, I'm really working. Might have to do with the frat boys thing, right? Not sure what that means, Danny. But for me, the gaming market is one that I'm super, super bullish. I believe this is gonna be one of the best returning markets in the next 2 to 3 years. So I mean, I was just thinking, what do you guys personally? I don't know if you guys would want to answer, but personally, what do you guys think is gonna happen first? Us kind of entering a digital world like a metaverse, or us as a human civilization traveling into building like outer space civilizations, like moving into other planets? To me, I think we're gonna be first in some form of digital world before we even think about moving into another planet. So I'm pretty bullish, and I think the overall metaverse and the overall gaming market is one that's gonna continue to grow. The lawsuit was because of harassment for. Oh yes, yes. Yeah, I forgot. I thought you were talking. It's you, right? I do believe the digital world, right? And I mean, I'm working on this video for it. Rizfis, he's shared a lot of information too. For example, Facebook, they're working with their own kind of digital world right now, Horizon, and they have such strong platforms with their Oculus Rift. I mean, I could see this happening in the next 10 years. And David, that digital seems easier and less casualty than space. I mean, even if they both happens, it's probably going to be a lot less expensive, right? I mean, it pretty. I don't want to go into theories, but pretty much that show. What was it? The movie Ready Player One. You see people with even lower income just kind of move into those metaverses or digital worlds because they can kind of live out a whole different life. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying it's going to be more available to more people. So I'm super bullish in the metaverse and the technology to get there. Right. I don't think we're going to be there in the next few years, but the technology working behind it is going to continue to evolve. So Karan, very bullish in augmented reality. It's going to be future for esports. Agree. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the Hasbro show, the Hasbro episode, but Hasbro is doing a Nerf VR game with Oculus, and this is gonna end up. I feel like people are gonna start playing this as a sport, as a esport. Um, I just got back, Lo. I've been working and watching in between meetings. So look, this is gonna be. I think it's gonna probably be. If it does well, it could potentially be a top. I want to say esports game. It has the potential. Nerf is kind of coming out with their own virtual reality game. So Nerf is owned by Hasbro. So this is going to be under the Oculus world, under the Oculus platform, I believe. So I mean, I can see augmented reality, virtual reality is going to be a huge play. Jose, if you haven't taken tickers yet, I'm interested in learning more about MSCI. All right, Fizz, just because it's you, we'll take a look. And then, yes, the lawsuit is because of the harassment on female employers, and I think just the overall frat boy culture in Activision. Let me take a quick look if there's any news on Activision right now, or if just the stock price is down because the stock price is down. That is where Roblox comes in as well. Funny that Mattel isn't as strong. So Roblox, right? David Becker, I agree. But there's so many other players. And I'm just gonna give you guys a quick preview of what I'm working with. For example, the world centralized, like Facebook has Horizon, right? There's also this one called Rave Space, which is Berlin's first virtual 3D club. So you can kind of put in your virtual goggles and glasses and kind of go into this club and hang out with other people. I think that's insane. Sometimes like they even have live events where some special DJs go and play. Roblox, not Roblox, Fortnite, for example, was pretty interesting as well with their overall concerts, right? I mean, when DJ Marshmello had held a concert, was 10.7 million viewers, and then recently it was I forget who it was. I forget, someone else opened up, and they had 12.3 million concurrent Fortnite players at that time. So it's insane what's happening with this. Another one I want to talk about is just the decentralized world that's happening. There's things like Sandbox. And there's so many other ones. It was Upland, Sandbox, Decentraland, where these are decentralized and you can actually buy off your property and actually own it. So it's so many things coming out right now. Travis Scott, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it. So what's going on, Kyle? How's it going? Gordon, what's going on, Gordon? Fabio, what's going on? So you can see, right, I'm definitely working on this right now, taking a look at a few companies. So I'm going to start off with just the introduction of the metaverse once I get this video done. I'm just trying to collect a lot of information. And then after, so my plan is to pretty much do this ecosystem that was provided by New Su. They provide a strong diagram of everything that's happening in the metaverse right now. So I'm going to do a quick explanation on it in the video, and then I'll probably do a video series going more in depth on any of them and trying to find any public companies within it. So it's definitely going to take some time, but I'm out there researching for you guys. So it's definitely going to come eventually. So Kiran, I would love to visit Louvre Museum with Oculus. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I first put on my first virtual reality headset in 2017 or 2016, which came out for the PlayStation 4. And to me at that moment, like, I honestly got chills from it. And that's where I believe most of my gaming investments come from. After I put that on, I'm like, this is crazy bullishness. But let's see. David Becker, woo, ATI. Yeah, so I was trying to find out if there have been any recent news on it. David Becker, Activision is down about, I mean, almost 5% right now. I think it's just the overall market. We have the VR on the PS4 as well. Very cool. I think it's insane. I mean, I barely play video games. I play it from time to time. Maybe sometimes I'm kind of listening to a podcast or something I might throw on, like Hearthstone. I'm not big in gaming right now, just because I feel I have a lot more I need time to do on these videos. But I am very bullish in the market. Ak, what's going on? As usual, your videos are so helpful. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Ak. I'm happy they're helpful some way. So Fabio, can you trade Japanese and Korean game stocks at the New York Stock Exchange or the Nasdaq Square Index, for example? No, but I do believe you could trade them over the counter, Fabio. So I do think Square. This is called Square Enix. Is that what they're called? Are these the creators of like Final Fantasy, right? So I could, for example, trade them over the counter as ticker SQNXF. Certain brokers, Fabio, don't have. David, yes, appreciate. Good morning, Jose. Did I hear a big shout out in the Amazon video? Yes, a huge shout out to you on the Amazon video. Hopefully it makes it on the Motley Fool. You'll get famous in no time. I posted my article on it, so it should be there soon. But Fabio, so there are certain brokers that don't allow over the counter. I use Fidelity. You use Fidelity too, it seems. So Fidelity allows for over the counter trading. But I don't think Robinhood would allow you to. For example, Nintendo, right? Nintendo is not traded under the New York Stock Exchange. It's traded under the ticker NTODY, and this is over the counter. Another one is CD Project Red. For example, this is not traded under the New York Stock Exchange, but it is traded over the counter as ticker OTGLY. Again, not many brokers, Fabio, can do it. I know from personal experience, Robinhood has some. They don't have all, but Fidelity does have it. And for example, I could trade all these that I just mentioned. Amazon's Twitch is such a sleeper. Twitch can be as big as YouTube someday. So I mean, I thought so too. I thought so too. I think unfortunately Amazon, they make so much money out of mainly e-commerce that sometimes things like Twitch don't get as much attention as they should. So I do follow a lot of Twitch streamers. One of them is I forget his name, Harris Heller. Harris Heller is a big Twitch streamer, and he does complain about Twitch a lot. He tries to give Twitch ideas of how to improve, but Twitch doesn't do much improvements on their platforms. It's pretty much just small updates. Opposed to YouTube. YouTube, I feel like they're really focusing and they're always coming up with new ideas to improve their overall streaming, to improve their overall video segment. So I feel like sometimes Twitch was a big player. I think now YouTube gaming is where eventually it's gonna be going to. Hey Jose, any news about Sander? What's going on? Any news about C Limited? Is down about 8%, 8.5%. No, I don't. I mean, it's crazy, right? I don't think so. I think the overall market is down big right now. I mean, I think Fish shared some stuff about C Limited not doing a strong in Kyle, yeah, so Twitch is still a liability for Amazon while Google makes profit from YouTube. True, right? So that's the thing, right? So Kyle, when a company has something like that, it's like, hey, I'll continue having Twitch. We'll continue running it as much as we can. But it doesn't seem like they're putting as much attention as they should. If they really had a huge team working behind Twitch and really focusing on it, I think Twitch could be a huge player. I think Twitch, in all honesty, would be better off if it was its own company. If it kind of, and I feel like some of the stuff Amazon has would actually be better if they were their own thing. For example, Twitch would be one. Amazon's game studio, I think, would be a lot stronger if it was its own thing. Amazon's game engine, right? The game engine would have been a lot stronger if it was its own thing. But because you're under this huge umbrella, sometimes you're kind of overlooked. So I mean, I would personally invest in Twitch if it became its own things. I don't think right now I would, just because it's part of Amazon. I do agree Twitch management is bad. So many streamers getting banned for small stuff while girls. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a big complaint right now, Aki, in Twitch right now. Hopefully you guys stay on this stream and not go onto Twitch right now in search of what Aki is just mentioning. So right now it does seem like the overall market just seems to be down. I don't think there has been any real recent news. It doesn't seem like it. It just seems the only news is tech stuff are dropping before big tech earnings. We can see right now it's down 0.35. Nasdaq is down. Mike Hot Tub. Nasdaq down 1.07 and the S&P down 0.5. So overall market still down. Remember, today we have some big earnings. Apple is after close. AMD, Microsoft, Google, Visa, Teladoc. Maybe some of you guys might be interested in Starbucks. And right, definitely big place today after close. Polly, good morning. Need Jerome Powell to give his appearance so we can go back. Oh, Polly, is he talking today? Do you know, Polly, what he is talking about? If you might be so nice to share with me. Twitch is actually AWS biggest user after Netflix, so it seems like it's a win-win for both companies. So AWS, I think AWS is great, right? And AWS, for example, Twitch uses AWS services, and they kind of created like this overall video streaming platform that now you can actually go on AWS, use their platforms to kind of create your own Twitch. So AWS, I think, is the greatest thing to happen to Amazon. Polly, let me find the link. Thank you. So AWS is definitely super strong. So what else do we have here? Any news before we take a quick look at MSCI? I know I feel Gordon, nice. You got some apps at 60%, at $60. I like apps. Apps is looking pretty good. Is the stock price down right now? App stock is down 3% today. So overall market is taking nice hit. What else do we have? How's Nvidia doing today? Is it still over 190? I mean, this is insane. I don't know why it was up before when the market opened. But we can see Nvidia is still holding strong. I'm super impressed by this, right? I honestly thought it would have taken some form of pullback. Mike, what kind of trading do you do? So Mike, I don't do any trading. I'm more of a long-term investor, Mike. But I kind of like to look at just the overall stock market news. I focus more on technology companies. I do come from an electrical engineer background. I do have a master's degree and worked in a few like S&P 500 companies. And so I'm familiar with the market. I'm familiar with the overall work environment too. So I focus in like a lot of semiconductors and a lot of gaming, a lot of e-commerce and stuff like that, augmented reality, virtual reality. So those semiconductors, anything that dealing with semiconductors are my favorite plays, Mike. So Ak, what do you think about Voyager? I bought some hoping it gets as big as Coinbase someday. So Ak, I don't personally follow Coinbase or Voyager too much. And guys, now probably might be a great time for me to shout out my Discord channel. Let's see. So Discord channel is free to anybody that wants to join. Let me just post it. David Becker, you did not remind me. What am I paying you for, David? So feel free to join. We have a lot of there's a investor there named Q. Q, you'll see him. He's very active there. He talks a lot about Voyager, and so there might be some information there. A great thing is once you join the Discord channel, you can actually just search a ticker, and you will probably find some form of talks about it. So definitely check that out. So Danny, you remember your company was looking at Amazon and saw that ADW was their highest profit margins from what I remember. Yeah, so Amazon definitely makes most of their money from the AWS segment. They just recently became profitable from international revenue. And even though North America revenue is a good portion, I do believe margins is the strongest from AWS. But that's the same thing, for example, with Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is their biggest market. I think it's their biggest margins, their cloud server. David, so you were waiting by the mailbox for my check, and yes, I was just thinking about it, and then you did. Telepathy works. Agree, man. It's we're all connected in this metaverse. So right now, I mean, Intel is still down pretty big. I mean, are you guys looking at any stocks right now for this week? Or are you guys just kind of chilling, relaxing, seeing how the overall market reacts to earnings? Let's take a quick look at some stocks. I know Rizfiz mentioned MSCI stock. Is that the stock you mentioned? Can you please, Calvin, can you please look at pins real quick? Will it break 80 this month, you think? Well, Calvin, we'll take a quick look. So Polly, CDC reversed mask guidelines for fully vaccinated. So Polly are now, I'll definitely give my opinion, Calvin, for sure. Give me a quick second. I'll go with Fizz first on looking at MSCI. Then we'll take a quick look at some other ones. But Polly, so let's take a quick look. Are vaccinated people now kind of, let's see. So CDC to reverse indoor mask policy, saying fully vaccinated people should wear them indoors in COVID hotspots. Okay, so I think right now, like you mentioned, Polly, right? It's just the overall fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market that's kind of affecting stock prices. You would, in theory, believe that some of these clouding stocks be doing good. I'm just curious how, for example, how Zoom is doing right now. With this, is this green? No, this is down. So just the overall market is down right now. So let's see. So people with David Becker, you want to take a quick look at Datadog? We can definitely do that. What else? Fabio wants to take a look at Baba. Anand, what's going on, Anand? Are you buying SC? Are you buying C, NEO, or Tencent today? So I don't buy stocks. I buy stocks on Thursdays. That's when my overall money comes in from my weekly paychecks. So that's when I buy. And usually I kind of give already, no matter how stock price movements move, I kind of give the stocks I'm buying ahead of time. So Saturday I posted the stocks I'm planning on buying. That video was this one, 6 stocks. Obviously I'm not going to buy all 6. I kind of pick within them. But these are the 6 stocks that I'm planning on buying this Thursday. I usually don't deviate from there. Maybe this upcoming Saturday, if companies like C, like Neo or Tencent are down, I'm gonna make it. So you still work as an engineer. Right now, I'm more of a YouTuber now, but I did. That might change. It all depends. Right now, I'm more of a YouTuber. Engineer at the moment is on hold for a few weeks. I might go back to it. It all depends. But I've been in that market for at least six years, I believe, already, and I've worked with some crazy companies, which I really much enjoy. One of the companies I really much enjoy to work with would be NVIDIA. They do have a campus about 20 minutes from my job. So if I do go back to engineering, who knows? Maybe I might try applying there. Just kidding to my boss. If you're watching this, I was just joking. Okay. So Jose works as a stock promoter. Jose works as a stock promoter for NVIDIA. I wonder if I can put that on my resume. If I do go there, right? Just kidding, boss. If you're watching, I'm just joking. Let's see. So like I was saying, Aman. So I don't think I'm gonna purchase any of them. C already has a big position in my portfolio, right? C is like a number 5. Neo, I'm happy. Neo and Tencent. And Tencent might be the only one I really would like to add because of my exposure. If I didn't have Neo or Tencent in my portfolio, Neo and Tencent would probably be a little bit higher on my list. Just because C, I like it, but at these prices, I'm happy where I'm at exposure. Tencent, I feel like, is taking a huge hit. I think Tencent would be higher on my list. So Kevin, we'll definitely take a look at pins. So you're buying some Dave & Buster's and Topgolf stock and Corsair. Nice. Personally, not a part. Your boss will be the only Mike. Your boss will be the only one to hit the dislike button. If I do get a dislike on this video, I know why. I now know why. So Dave & Buster and Topgolf, right? I've seen the growth in them. They definitely got hit pretty hard due to COVID situations. Those are companies I personally wouldn't invest just because they're not markets I'm into. I think the only one I like from there is Corsair. But those are just my overall thoughts, right? Doesn't mean the others are bad, just not my investment styles. Any thoughts on Upwork? Thanks in advance. So I do like Upwork. It's in my portfolio. It's taking a huge hit. I personally use Upwork for a lot of my freelance stuff. I'm a freelancer, and Upwork is one we use a lot. So Upwork is one that I enjoy a lot because I've used it and I do have it in my portfolio. We can take a quick look at technicals in a bit. So Mike, I'm just looking at possible stocks to get into. Only got small budget of 200. So Mike, first let me say starting off, if you're just starting off, congratulations. Welcome to the investing world. Don't worry. It sucks. I won't say it sucks. Sometimes we tend to look at other people, right? Like right now, I'm happy. I'm at a 6-figure portfolio. When I first started, I wouldn't imagine me ever having this type of portfolio. When I first started, I had very little bit of money. But to me, at that moment, it seemed like a lot, right? Everybody has perspective. So don't ever think of 200 as little. The ability that you're kind of entering into the market now, that you have a budget to enter, I think it's definitely a great move for your future. Normally starting off, Mike, I personally, for example, for my parents, for my brothers, I personally say go through ETFs. It's the boringest way, but something like the S&P 500, something like the QQQs, I think it's the best way to start off and then work from there. If you're here in the United States, Mike, every week, if you could put $15, $20, $25, $30 every week, if you can find some way, your portfolio will grow dramatically. And the great thing being here in the United States, we have free trading, so you pay no fees, and you have fractional investing. So Mike, definitely, I think right now, coming into the market, unfortunately, right now there's this whole you can get rich real quick. I think my portfolio has grown really quickly in the past year, but it's all about patience. I do think patience goes a long way. So you're in Australia, Mike. So unfortunately, I don't know how it is in Australia. maybe you might have free trading. I do think, I would say Reddit is a strong place. So you could go to Reddit Australian stock market, and there might be some great people there that can share some information. I think right now what you really need to do is try to absorb information as much as you can. See, try to learn a little bit more about the market, and um, and yeah, just go from there, right? Don't think about starting small. Starting small, it's better to make most of the mistakes early on, and then once you eventually you get a better job, you get a better raise, you get a better salary, and so on. You'll be able to make some big bucks, and I think that's what's really helped me grow my portfolios, making my mistakes at the beginning. Luckily, I was using what I thought was a lot of money then, but compared to where I'm at now, a little bit of money, and continue and being consistent, right? Putting money to work every single week. So let's see. Mike, hopefully that helped. And like I mentioned, like to me, starting off with an ETF, like the overall market, is my favorite method for beginners. So let's see. Hey, boss, give you this guy a fat raise. Make us nice, Ak. So David Becker, DMB and Topgolf I have looked at before, but so rely on mandates and people going out. Right, agree, David. So things like that could affect it. Danny, 100% agree with Jose's Mike. Get into an ETF to get you invested into the market and slowly branch out from there. Fabio, yeah, 200 is cool to start. Compound interest does the rest. Agree. Danny, thanks for those. I think that's a thumbs up. Jose, did you see the Tesla numbers before best earnings they've ever had? And it seems to be silent. May profit. Ed, I'm Ed, man, Ed, really, Ed, I mean, really, Ed, did you not watch my four things to know about Tesla stock quarter two earnings? That actually was one of my things I mentioned. It's actually one of my things that I mentioned, that even without credits, it was their lowest credits ever. They were still profitable. This is the first time this company has actually been GAAP profitable, even without if you exclude credits, right? Because every quarter before then, the only reason they were GAAP profitable were because of those regulatory credits. So I do think it was a pretty cool growth earnings for Tesla. So Ed, I know you're gonna go watch my video now, right? Just kidding. But overall, right, I did like the earnings. I did a quick video this morning on it. It only posted about an hour ago. So let's see, whose birthday is it? Jose, Tutu, have you tried? So I have tried Tattoed Chef's product. I actually tried it before I even knew that I was invested. So sometimes I invest in a lot of these companies because I see the huge growth and demand. But I actually do get the Tattoed Chef cauliflower rice from Costco. And I've been getting it, and I didn't know it was from it was Tattoed Chef until I really looked at it. So that's the only product I've tasted. Mark drops on my birthday. I'm cursed. Fizz, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoy. What are you turning? 28, 29, 27, 26, 31? I think you're younger than me, right, Fizz? You're a year younger than me? Or are you my same age? I forget. But happy birthday, man. Congratulations. Hope you have a great day. Red day on the birthday. And if it was a payday, it would have been the best day, right? But I don't know if it's a payday for you. So let's see. Market drops on. Yep. No, I think it's a gift, right, David Becker? Polly wishing you a happy birthday. Thank you guys for wishing my boy Fizz a birthday gift. Mike, I recently got into crypto as well, but want to get into different markets. So at the moment, I'm just researching. So Mike, definitely be careful with the crypto, right? That's not a market I normally invest in, Mike. I'm not saying it's bad, right? I personally just don't invest in it because I'm not in it. I don't really do much research in it. But I do believe anytime you invest anywhere, I mean, you're putting your money to work, right? So it's important to understand what you're investing in. Doesn't matter if it's crypto, if it's a meme stock, if it's just the stock market, even the real estate, right? I mean, people, when you put your money to work, you should definitely understand. I mean, everybody does. Man, my hair is in my freaking face. My bad. So yeah, Tattood Chef margins are maybe a bit fake or not very true, Stefan. So I think that's something that came out on a research report, on a short report, right, Stefan? They kind of mentioned that Bro, Tesla's PE is at like 700. Though they better have quarters like this every year. So very true. I mean Tesla. I think Tesla. You don't want to look at Tesla in a PE ratio kind of things. This is a growth company, right? They did mention that they expect 50% year-over-year growth for multi-year. So when you are a company that's growing at those levels for and expected to grow at those levels for the next few years, PE ratio should definitely not be in your kind of thought process when looking at the company. Well, personally, that's what I would do, right? That's a company growing at crazy levels. Why is everything Diego? What's going on, Diego? So I think the major news was brought up thanks to Polly. Right now, there has been talks about the CDC kind of reversing indoor mask policies. So it's kind of adding fear, uncertainty, and doubt into the overall markets right now. And so I think that's the major thing. Right now, also, investors might be a bit worried of how earnings are going to be. We have some big earnings coming this week, Diego. For example, we have AMD, we have Microsoft, we have Alphabet, Visa, Apple. Some of the big players, right? Apple and Microsoft are the two biggest companies out right now. So however they move, the market is going to move, right? And that's unfortunately the sad truth. These two companies run the market right now. So I think everybody's just waiting to see how they're doing. So, oh man, Ed, that's actually Ed, see, that's why I love you, man. On the cauliflower rice with some eggs scrambled in. That sounds interesting. Now I feel like I have to go do that after this. Maybe not after this. Maybe for lunch later on. So good, Ben. Good morning. Big sell on SE today. Yeah, C Limited is down a nice amount. Let's take a quick look at market, and I'm hoping Fizz is still here. I still got to take a look at his stock, and then take a look at any other stocks you guys want to look at. But C Limited, right? I mean, right now this stock is one that barely touches this yellow line. That's where I like it, right? Right now it's not overextended. You can see how overextended it was before. It's kind of pulled back a little bit. I do believe a good portion of the risk has been eliminated. I do like C Limited though. It's my number 4 or 5 biggest position. Number 2. I think C Limited is my number 2 position in my portfolio. I'm happy with my position size. I personally am not buying right now. If I didn't have such a big portfolio size, I would dabble in right now if I had free trading. So Danny, this is the overall metrics that I use. First, important to note, Danny, I use the 3-day time frame. For me as a long-term investor, the 3-day time frame eliminates a lot of the noise. Here the yellow is 50-day, but it's 50-day on the 3-day time frame. So in theory, it's like the 150th day on a 1-day time frame, right? So you can see 20, 50, and 200. But again, this is under the 3-day time frame. So even Roku, everything is down, man. My whole portfolio, I don't even want to look at my stock market, at my portfolio right now. I mean, it's pretty bad. Do you speak Spanish? You sound if you do also speak that language. So Diego, yes, right. So Spanish is my first language. Unfortunately, even though English is not my best, I can't even speak English right now. English is my number 1. So I do know Spanish, but it's more like broken Spanish now. But it was the first language I did, Diego. And I think you get it because sometimes when I see some of your names, I go with like the Spanish word. Go with it, like with Diego and some other names. So Blake, why is the market down? Man, Blake, you just missed it. Diego just asked the same thing. So I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say my biggest guess is this right here, Blake. CDC to reverse indoor mask policy, saying fully vaccinated people should wear them indoors and in COVID hotspots. So this kind of adding fear to the overall market. This is the biggest, and the overall earnings, right? I literally just said this 5 minutes ago. But like overall earnings, we have some big players right now reporting earnings. So let's see. Let's see what else do we have. Damn 3D. What do you mean, damn 3D? What's 3D, Danny? Are we getting into the 3D market? But let's take a quick look. So Fizz, what is a COVID hotspot? I mean, I think it's Los Angeles, right? Las Vegas, some of these cities that are seeing high spikes. I think those are the only 2 cities I know right now. I'm pretty sure there's more, but I know Vegas and Los Angeles I think are 2 of it. But I think Los Angeles already brought up they're mandated back in Los Angeles, right? I think it was. So this is might be just trailing news, but again, it's just adding more fear and uncertainty. Vegas, Missouri, Florida. Oh, Florida. Yeah, Florida. I totally forgot about Florida. Dude's gonna. All right. So let's see. I mean, oh, just reacting to you using the 3-day. I should start using that too when I do. So yeah. So Danny, that's what I do for long-term positions. I do believe it eliminates a good portion of the noise. That's just my style, right, Danny? Everybody has their own style. If you ever watch on my 3 stocks or my X stocks that I buy the week, usually it's companies I've already done good analysis on fundamentally, and now I'm just looking at price targets. So I already know they're strong companies. They're already somewhat in my portfolio, or I've done some analysis. It's incredibly how they've convinced people that the flu is COVID. Oh man, I have breakfast in 10 minutes. It's crazy that now I have to schedule my own breakfast. But before we leave, actually 15, maybe even 20 minutes. So MSCI. And then you met the stock market. Market goes down with slight fear of anything. So MSCI. Let's see this. Is this the stock, Fizz? Are you still here? So MSCI. I mean, these are the I feel like, man, I hope our Hawaii trips don't get canceled. Agree. That's actually what my wife has been talking about recently too. So best of luck to you guys. One thing that's definitely super scary. Oh man, Calvin, don't worry. I promised you, Calvin. I'm doing pins. Don't you worry. 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, I have the power to look at least 3 to 4 stocks. So MSCI, they are an American. Diego, greetings from Colombia. Thank you. Appreciate the support. It's crazy to see. It's definitely see people from all over the world. Yeah, I don't want to see my portfolio. I came from Houston trip, hella fun, and I'm about to buy some Airbnb. Hey, I'm back. All right, Fizz. So MSCI. So this is a huge bank, right? They own a lot of ETFs. Is this the company, Fizz? MSCI. So this is, I know them. I'm hoping I have the right one, right, Fizz? This is definitely a financial bank. They own a lot of ETFs, or they run a lot of ETFs. Is this the right one? But let's see. Right now, I mean, past year, this stock has just gotten, I mean, it's done 49% in the past year. Year to date, 34%. So pretty strong returns from this company. Right now, it has a market cap of $48.63 billion. You know what's something I forgot to do something yesterday, and that was, there we go. I didn't clear my cache or whatever it's called. But let's take, I want to take a quick look at MSCI in forms of EV to EBITDA forward. Yes, that's it. They added SC this year to their Singapore Emerging Market ETF. So first, this is a company. This is a company that's let's go with Simply Wall Street. So let's see what we're doing. So MSCI FinTech, so they work together to provide investment decision support tools for clients to manage their investment process worldwide. I'm pretty sure you guys see a lot of their investment ETFs right now. Future growth. This company is expected to grow 9.2%, Fizz. So very good portfolio, very strong growth. They are profitable in earnings. They are positive in cash flow from operations. So they are already very fundamentally stable. So I like them. Strong growth, strong earnings, strong positive cash flow from operations. What else do they have? Unfortunately, right now, I feel because they are some form of investment bank, their balance sheet might be a bit different to look at. So I don't want to really look at their balance sheet. Maybe, right, their debt might be something else. But regardless, $1.7 billion in cash, $3.9 billion in debt. Even though they are leveraged, they are profitable in earnings, they are positive in cash flow. So their balance sheet doesn't scare me at all. They pay you a small dividend, not much. I honestly would have thought they would have paid a little bit more. I want to see right now. I mean, they're pretty much owned by the big boys like the Vanguard and companies like that. So fundamentally, I like it, right, Fizz? If we take a quick look at them though, first thing I want to say, even in my 3-day time frame, they are a very much overextended, right? So if I ever wanted to get into a position like this, right now would be the times where I would go with the small, because hey, look at this is looking like how growth stocks looked like in the past, right? So it's huge overextension from short term. So I'm not a fan of technicals. And if we also take a look at, for example, their forward price to sales ratio since of January 2020 and their forward EV to EBITDA, it's at the highest levels it's ever been, right? This is still a company growing at crazy levels now. They're super profitable, so there might be a reason why. But but it does seem to me they have a little bit more risk to them right now. It doesn't mean a pullback is gonna happen, but I think there have been better buying opportunities. This is a very big. I know they're a big financial MSCI. They have huge ETFs market. The overall, not an investment I personally would get into. Hey Jose, how would you get into first? Let me answer these questions, and then Calvin, we'll take a quick look at what was it again? Pins, pin stock. So Pins is down about 2%. So Presley, hi Jose, how would you get into a position in Tencent currently? Another big day, red day for me with more bad news, suspending WeChat user registrations. Is that what's happening today, Presley? So with Tencent, right here in the United States with free trading and overall market, first thing is I would ask myself, Presley, how would I feel if the stock continues to drop, right? Will I be scared if the stock continues to drop? If I would be scared, definitely not even bother into it. I still enjoy Tencent. I personally have a position. At these levels, it might make it on my next week buy list. It won't make it on my this week's buy list because I already have my list on schedule. And I do believe planning and sticking to your plan is very important. So I don't want to deviate from that. Here in the United States, with something like that, like Tencent, Presley, I would just go in with small positions because the dip can continue to dip, right? This dipped strong 10% yesterday. It's down like another 4% today. Who knows what else can happen? So this is one that if I had free investing, fractional trading, I would just invest a little bit over time and build up my position there. But I would also remember, hey, I don't want to increase my exposure too much in the Chinese market. So yep, that's pretty much my thoughts. Danny, you also got into Airbnb. Airbnb is one on my watch list that I wouldn't mind adding sometime in the future. I just haven't really looked at it. Diego, hey Jose, what do you think about Roblox and Wish for long term? So Diego, I have a few videos on Roblox. I think in my uploads, let's see my videos. There is one I did about Roblox here. So this was actually the six stocks I'm planning on buying this week. So Diego, I talk about Roblox in that video. I gotta see at what time frame. You can check it out. To Roblox. It's around the 8-minute time frame, I think. Around the 9-minute. Yeah, around the 9-minute. Diego, I talk about Roblox. I like Roblox for long term. Wish, I'm not a fan of Wish. I don't have it in my portfolio right now. But yeah. All right, so let's take a look at Pinterest. Let's see. Are you still here, Calvin? Calvin, I better get a thumbs up from this. I know you waited. I better get a thumbs up. What's going on, Liquor? Let's see what else. I think I might have missed. Sander, can you do analysis on CrowdStrike? Looking to pick some up. Very bullish on cybersecurity. Sander, agree. Fizz is a huge fan of Wish. So, Diego, maybe you can, if you want to join the Discord, make sure to tag RizFizz. He can probably show you his bullish case on Wish. But Pinterest right now, let's take a quick look. The stock price is down 2.4%. When do they report earnings? Do you know? Calvin, was it Calvin? Pin's earnings date. They report earnings July 29th, so 2 days from now. I'll probably do a video on them, but we can see from its past 52-week high, the stock is down about 16.33%. So it's definitely seen quite a correction. Obviously, there's better buying opportunities. Let's take a quick look at Pins right now in forms of technicals. Right now, I would say the stock is not heavily overextended, so a good portion of the risk has been eliminated. But obviously, after earnings, so much can happen. I mean, that's when we really find out how the company is moving forward. One thing that's really affecting Pinterest right now, Calvin, is that now that the world is opening back up, how is growth gonna happen for this company? Are they still gonna see strong user growth? Is it gonna be decreasing? And I think that's what investors are really waiting for. So I do think this upcoming earnings can be a big impact. And obviously, if they do show that, hey, there's still strong growth in their user base, I can see Pinterest taking a huge gain. Unfortunately, if they say, hey, we're going to continue to have slow growth, and that's one of the main reasons the stock price dropped during this earnings, they mentioned that they were going to see slow growth for the rest of the year. So the stock price dropped. So if they kind of give us the same insight in this earnings, I do believe the stock price has the ability to drop to stronger levels. If they say, hey, we actually lied last earnings user base are coming back up, we're going to expect strong user growth, then I do believe the stock price can rally up. But it all depends on how the earnings are coming. If we take a quick look at their fundamentals, let's see, pins, I believe they might have made some acquisitions this quarter, so their fundamentals, their balance sheet might change. But look, 26.4% revenue growth, so a nice growth company. They are positive in cash flow from operations. They are positive in, they have a strong financial health, right? Plenty of cash compared to debt. So overall, I like them fundamentally. They're not in my portfolio. I don't think I'm planning on buying them anytime soon. But let's say someone was to buy it and I had to hold it for a year, I wouldn't be upset. That's probably my thought process. Diego, is that Wish? You own only 12 stocks at 11, and perhaps what? Maybe Wish will get added to MSCI and now recover my losses. Guys, any other stocks you guys want to take a look at? Let's see. So Sniff, I got you. So Sniff wanted to take a quick look at Hershey. We can definitely do that. Hershey, I can tell you right off the bat, it's not normally a stock I would invest in. I'm not much of I think chocolate is probably the only candy I do eat. But let's see. I want to buy some Snapchat because I love their product. Snapchat, I think, is awesome because of the technology that they have. I think that augmented reality lenses that they have is going to be a huge technology for the future. So Sniff, thank you so much for the thing. Even though you gave me that $2, I'm not going to be bullish on Hershey. I'm just going to give you my overall thoughts. So Calvin, I hope that helped out. Just my overall thoughts. It's sad that when companies say the truth, they get hammered to the ground. No wonder why companies always sugarcoat BS during earnings. Very true. Liquor, oh my God, Liquor, man, you guys, I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be. Thank you guys. I appreciate the support. It means a lot. Normally, when stuff like this happens, the first thing I do before eating breakfast, I go tell my wife that I get a lot of support. So thank you. So we'll take a quick look at thoughts on SoFi and PSFE. So Sniff. All right, let's start off with Hershey. So Hershey right now, $36.8 billion. Future growth. Did they report earnings today? Or when are their earnings? Were their earnings today? I feel like they report earnings sometime soon. But let's see. Let's take a quick look at Simply Wall Street. So Hershey right now, not a fast grower, right? 2.5% Sniff. So it's not a fast grower, right? Normally when you get a fast grower, you expect the company to be positive in earnings. So that's the thing, right? Positive in earnings, positive in cash flow from operations. If we take a look at their financial health, they're going to most likely be a bit leveraged. They have $1.1 billion in cash, $4.4 billion in debt. I do think that's okay with them, right? Because they have positive earnings, positive cash flow from operations. So it's okay for them to be leveraged. They are also a company that gives you dividend, 1.8%. So this is a company that, hey, I'm not looking for heavy growth. I'm looking for a company that's been very profitable, very kind of, I want to say, stable in the past. And it's giving me some form of dividends. Let's take a quick look at technicals right now. So this is gonna be Hershey. I always forget their ticker, SHSY. So right now, I do want to say one of the biggest things on Hershey, it's a bit overextended from my time frame. That doesn't mean it's gonna pull back. Nowhere near. It just tells me, hey, Jose, there's a little bit risk. So if you ever want to enter Hershey right now, maybe open up with a small position. There might be better buying opportunities. Again, that's not a guaranteed. It's just me, I guess it's the math behind my brain saying, hey, risk to rewards tolerance right now, or risk to rewards, the percentage of it pulling back is a little bit higher. So maybe you could wait a bit before adding a little bit more. But at the same time, I do believe stocks can continue to go up. So if I was very bullish right now, especially with free trading, with fractional trading, even a small position would be okay. Now, since Hershey is a company that's been profitable, it might be cool to take a look at their financial metrics. So let's take a quick look, Sniff. So Sniff, we can see since January of 2020, Hershey's EV to EBITDA ratio right now is 17.9. We can see that's the highest it's been for since a year and a half, almost 18 months or so. Right now. So hey, it kind of confirms everything else that, hey, the company right now it's a bit overvalued compared to where it's been in the past, right? So there is a higher chance of it. Uh, it has a higher chance of it decreasing, because it has that higher chance of pulling back, because it does seem a little bit overvalued. Don't forget that 1.8. Yep, Danny, I thought I mentioned that one already. That you get a dividend with it, right? It's 1.8% current dividends with Hershey. So right now, I mean, for me personally, Sniff, what it tells me is, hey, this company, if I was bullish into it right now, a bit overvalued. If I still wanted to get into it, maybe open up with a small position. Maybe not open up with a big position. Again, I could be completely wrong, Sniff, but those are just my overall thoughts and my opinions. So it shouldn't be taken as advice. And Calvin, great analysis on pins. Appreciate the support, Calvin. So now Liquor, you coming in strong. So first, let's take a quick look at SoFi. So SoFi, I mean, if it's still, I gotta go, brother. Thank you so much for some support. Hopefully you can start doing start market closes. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, depending on how well these start doing. So SoFi right now, Liquor, I like it in forms of technicals. I already know I like the company in form of fundamentals, right? I mean, I think their application is pretty cool. How they have all these type of financial products inside one app, right? Me, I do have student loans, I have credit cards, I have home mortgage, I have auto insurance, I have all this stuff, and it kind of sucks kind of doing everything in different applications. So I can see how SoFi, that itself, having everything under one is pretty cool. So SoFi, right? 3D, I like it where it's at right now. If I wanted to buy and I was super bullish in the company, this would be the time where I wouldn't mind entering with a big position, right? We can see it's definitely been tested around these levels numerous times and it's kind of bounced off. It doesn't mean it's going to happen again. It just tells me, hey, Jose, there's a higher chance right now of now being a better time to buy. And for me, it's just about the percentage in my head. Hey, what's the risk? What do you think right now? Is it, how's the chance of it going? So right now, I do like SoFi in forms of where it's at technically. If we take a look, do they report earnings soon? SoFi earnings date. I believe they do earnings August 12th, so about 2 weeks from now. But if we take a look at their most recent investors relations, I mean, they gave us their recent earnings and they saw strong growth, right? This is a company that I enjoy. Look, I mean, members are growing like crazy, up 110% compared to the same time last year. We can see products. They're increasing their products, financial service products. The other thing is, this is a company that is expected to be adjusted EBITDA profitable for this year. So non-GAAP earnings, adjusted EBITDA profitables are expected to be profitable 2021 guidance. This is going to be the first year that they are going to achieve that. So overall, I do like SoFi. In my opinion, I like it, right? If I was looking for something in the fintech, SoFi would definitely make the list. So I hope that helps enough with SoFi. The other one we're going to take a look at is PaySafe. PaySafe, I feel, is one that many investors don't like too much because it's not a fast grower. Right now, it's sitting at levels of its when it was a SPAC, its SPAC's nominal value. So again, this is another one that I believe is sitting at strong levels. And for me, Liquor, these are right long-term thought process, right? For me, as long-term, PaySafe right now is also looking pretty impressive, especially on the market that they're hitting. We'll take a look at that. But right now, technicals for PaySafe, I like it, right? The fintech market is not going anywhere. And I feel like right now, people are just looking at overall other markets. The fintech market has kind of gotten boring right now. But if we take a look, right, PaySafe, I think, is one that's not expected to grow too much. And I think this is why certain investors don't really look at PaySafe. So, right, 10.5%. When I'm pretty sure SoFi had something a lot heavier, right? I think SoFi was going to be closer to 20% growth, right? So SoFi 32%, right? So many people kind of ignore PaySafe because of this low growth. What do you get with PaySafe? You get a company that's super positive in cash flow from operations. They're not profitable in earnings. I could care less. Positive in cash flow from operations to me is the real metric to look at. Financial health. I don't know if this financial health is before their overall merger. So if their merger happened recently, actually, I do think it's before their merger because I do believe they're going to have a lot more cash right now. Balance sheet, I think it's better to wait off until the upcoming earnings to see how the real balance sheet is, because after the SPAC merger, they definitely collected a nice amount of cash. So PaySafe stock earnings. I want to see when their earnings are. So they report earnings on They haven't given a date yet. It doesn't seem like they have. Oh, they report not confirmed around August 15th. So final thing is PaySafe's investors presentation. I think my favorite thing about PaySafe is they're so big into like the gaming, into like the gaming market, and within the gaming market there's so many more companies. This is not the slide I wanted. Sorry, let me go back. Sorry, let me find the presentation I really want to see. My mic is blocking me. Press releases. I want to take a look at their company's overall presentation. Come on. Sorry, let's see. PaySafe, 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 PaySafe. Oh, Yeah, so PaySafe, let me see, PaySafe investors presentation. That's what I want to look at. Is this one it? Yeah, I think this one's gonna be it. So if you take a look, let's look at. Come on, I know you have it somewhere, PaySafe. So I mean, like in the iGaming, right? So here, yeah, late for breakfast. I mean, Danny, when Liquor gave me that, I have to, right? So DraftKings, right? In the iGaming, they have customers like DraftKings. In gaming, they have customers like Roblox, Fortnite, Stadia, like companies that are making their way known as the Metaverse. So big players in social media, Twitch, Spotify, YouTube. So I think these, just because of this, right? The gaming, the social media, and these iGamification companies is a huge player. I know they're also into other ones like Microsoft, Xbox Place, the Xbox Store. I think they might be in the Play Store as well, in the PlayStation Store as well. So overall, huge market. So I do like both of them, Liquor at these levels. These are two companies I probably should keep an eye out on. So I hope that helped out a bit, Liquor, and thank you, man. I appreciate the support. It really does help a lot. So thank you so much. And again, right, even though I didn't know if you were a bear or bull, these are just my overall thought process. So just because obviously you pay, I still just share my overall opinions. And obviously it's not to be taken as advice. Hey Jose, have you time? Unfortunately, Fabio, I do think I am done for it. Later, Jose, Fizz, thank you. I have to go get breakfast and I have to go work on future videos. I'm also working on a Metaverse presentation that I gotta work on for you guys. So I got a lot of great information here on the Metaverse. That's gonna be upcoming in the next few days. I'm super bullish about this market. Super bullish on the information that I'm finding out as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry if I couldn't take a look at your stocks. I'm gonna be in here again tomorrow, same time. So take care, have a good day, and see you guys tomorrow.